No, it's going to make you mad, and I can't wait to say it. I'm very excited to make you
Interesting.
upset.
I have thoughts, but I like that they're cooking up some. Like I like the plot we're cooking up right now. Um, I'm getting into the show. I feel like somebody who didn't even watch or didn't understand what was happening could watch right now and be into it.
Before we get into this, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can leave us a review. If it's 5 stars, we're ready on the show. You can also watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/at we was watching. Or you can search for the We Was Watching podcast. Go subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and hit the notification bell so you can see us go live whenever we do stream, which we're live right now. You can also email the show, we was watching podcast at gmail.com. And we'll read those on the air as well. And then you can follow us on social media at We Was Watching on Twitter and on Blue Sky. You know what? I'm not even gonna wait till we get to that part of the show. I'm gonna tell you now because I'm very proud.
Okay.
I'm very happy about this. So in the show, there was a point, if you remember, when Tor and Mallow and Beta went to the club, and then they tried to go talk to the Mule. And they go to talk to the
Yeah.
Mule, and the Mule is like, insult me, right? On my planet, we have something called flighting.
Yeah.
Insult me. Well, flighting is a real thing. Did you know that? And do you know what flighting means?
Is it like doing the dozens?
No. Well, what the hell is that?
I forgot you weren't raised around black people. I forgot.
I'm an older person. Okay, I don't know these young fangled terms.
That's literally from that generation, by the way.
Flighting took place between the 5th and the 16th century, and it's a ritual. It was a contest consisting of exchange of insults between two parties, often conducted in verse.
Are you proud of looking that up? You
Did
sat
you hear
back
what
like
I
I was
said?
gonna be like, whoa. Often conducted in verse.
So what does that mean to you?
Oh, it was like early rap battle.
So we stole rap battles from the white people. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, what's the regional origin of flighting?
This is over in Europe.
What's the Europe?
It was done in medieval times.
Pangea? What's this happening? Medieval times and where? Because medieval times happen everywhere.
Anglo-Saxon England. Flighting would take place in a feasting hall. The winner would be decided by the reactions of those watching. It's a rap battle. We stole that shit. We can't even take that. We stole that shit. Doesn't that depress you? That don't depress you?
No, because there were black people there.
There wasn't no black people there.
Yes, it was, because people say Shakespeare stole from a black man. Okay. So, first of all,
there wasn't no black people in no goddamn Scotland in the 14th century.
Yes, there was. I went to the only source of truth, which is Reddit. And somebody 8 years ago asked this question, ask historians. And the best reply was that, firstly, to explain flighting, it's a tradition popular from medieval era, mentioned everywhere from Beowulf to Chaucer to Shakespeare, of ritualized poetic insult trading. You could certainly see it as being an ancestor of the tradition of rap freestyle. But rap music or hip hop denotes a certain culture and set of practices that go together, especially with music techniques, rapping, and presence. So what they're saying is that there is no, you can get raps in a non-hip hop context, but it's not the same as rap music.
So they're saying they're doing the thing. They're doing the thing where they say
that. Go ahead. It's like saying people tap dance and then being like, "Oh, Beyonce got dancing from tap dancing." That's not. It's not.
No, it's doing the thing where we say it's not the same thing, so it's different. But it's the precursor, is what it's called. The precursor. If you went on TV, if there was a TV show, like a game show, right? There was a game show. Let's say there was a game show. And on the game show, they started flighting. They started insulting each other through poetry in verses. It was white people on there. We would get on the podcast and say, They are. What's the word? What's the fucking word we call it? What's the word we call it when like some appropriating? We would say they would be appropriating rap music. That's what we would say.
No, we would say that if okay, since you want to go here, so we would say we're appropriating rap. K-pop is appropriating hip hop. We can say that because hip hop exists in this current era or the previous era. It's like recent. We see the direct cultural comparisons, and we see manifestations of hip hop in a culture where those things are not indigenous. For example, cornrows don't have nothing doing in Korea, but they wear them anyway. So it's like a very clear, direct translation of like appropriation because you only like that aesthetic, but there's no like function in your hair texture that requires cornrows, right? So that's appropriating. What we're saying here, so I want to finish reading what this historian said on Reddit because they said they said Wald might it might make sense why people think that the Scottish flighting tradition influenced the dozens, but Wald points out that ritualized insult trading can be found everywhere from Polynesian atolls to North Africa, and that what the Anglo-Saxons did is not particularly unique. He said the African insult dueling practice rather than Northern European has had much more influence. So what you're doing what you're doing is finding out about something like white people are culture vulturing. You're culture vulturing right now because you're giving white people credit for something. You're giving white people credit for something because they said it out loud as if we haven't been doing it for centuries and we just haven't put it on Apple TV. That's all it is.
That sounds like somebody making some shit up. That sounds like somebody. That sounds like somebody on Reddit making some shit up. So to be woke. That's what it sounds
okay, why don't you read Wald then, whoever he's referencing, because this sounds way more realistic to me.
I'm the one being open and honest here. Okay, I'm the one being open and honest. All right, I don't just call out appropriation one way. Okay, I'm fair. I spent all these years calling out white people and different people appropriating our shit. Right, I spent all these years doing that on podcasts and on social media and in person to people, pointing out all the bullshit. And now we stole some shit. And we gotta make excuses for it. I'm going to give you
2 more points of reference. Yes, there is evidence suggesting the presence of Africans in Scotland during the 1300s. Excavations of medieval monasteries in Ipswich have skeletons of sub-Saharan Africa descendants. See, and so there's a possibility of Africans in Scotland to go back to your saying that we weren't there.
This started in the 5th century, not the 13th. That's 700 years later.
You just said 1300s.
Yeah, this was.
You just say to me?
It started in the 5th. It started in the 5th century and ended in the 16th century.
Funny. Since you want to be so funny.
The 5th.
Okay. So, yeah, they don't have the archaeology around that, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that if we were able to, you have to think about how much more likely it is that there are multiple things happening in different parts of the world at different times that are similar to each other because they're a common human experience. That's way more likely than there were no Africans in Scotland at that point. But then this tradition went from Scotland to Africa to America to the diaspora.
I didn't say all that. You said that.
No, I'm saying that's what you're suggesting.
No, so I'm suggesting it's the foundation
of hip hop culture, and it came from Scotland.
I didn't say all that either.
It's a lot more migration than what I'm saying. But how would it get to us?
I said this evolved into something else. It evolved into something else. It evolved into something else. It evolved into hip hop.
That made its way to Africa and the diaspora eventually, right? Which is because that's where hip hop came from. So you can't get hip hop without doing a slave trade. We're hip hop started in Brooklyn, so
hip hop is pretty American. I don't think we took that from
what I'm saying
our African heritage.
But everything about being a Black American is like rooted in that ancestry.
No, it's not, because our ancestry was erased from us. We created Black American culture.
That's not true. That's not true. We have remnants of our culture embedded in the things we do. We just don't understand that history. But it's very like I just said about braiding hair. Like that traces back to before then. But why do we do it now? Like it's not because people came from Africa as like legal immigrants and taught it to us. by the way, I don't really believe in illegal immigration. I don't mean to say it like that, but just like, anyway, we're not going to get into all this. I think people can decide their thoughts on this, but I will say that it's the same way that Indians and Egyptians both say they invented math. And then you're just like, well, I don't know who actually did it, but I know that I've heard both groups be very adamant that they invented math. And then it's like, I'm sure you can argue that one what did originate over the other, or maybe people were just cooking in all parts of the world around the same amount of time, and had we had less war and whatever, we would have all benefited from that discovery. But we live in a white patriarchy where it makes sense to us to try to claim discoveries or to make them all white. So anyway,
can't even give them credit for.
I'm so happy that you finally looked something up.
I don't want to look stuff up all the time.
It sounds like you looked something up and now you're just like, oh, I learned a thing, so now this is my whole personality.
I just wanted to show you that, we got to apologize. We demand a lot of apologies. We need to apologize to the Scottish.
You go ahead and apologize, and I'll have your back.
And it even says they would engage in verbal contests of provocative, often sexual, and scatological. That's not what
the dozens is. Yeah, that's different. Exactly, that's different.
No, that's what freestyle battles are.
They are not freaky.
What are you talking about?
No, not in Origin. They can be, but that's not the point. The point is prowess of like your lyricism.
Fighting was permitted despite the fact that the penalty for profanity in public was a fine of 20 shillings. So they let you cuss in the flighting. So they was cussing in the flighting. They weren't cussing, and Aretha Franklin wasn't cussing. Okay? Aretha Franklin wasn't cussing.
What are you talking about, bro? You literally are blending genres now.
No, all that matters.
Aretha Franklin in a conversation about rap battling doesn't make
you don't
any
know
sense.
You don't know how the soul music influenced rap?
Oh, so now you see those influences, but you don't see how it's could have started in Africa as well and influenced Scotland. Okay.
There's a big difference.
If we just want to start with hip hop started in the 70s in a basement in Brooklyn, then when we start with that, we can go from it's more likely that came from diasporic roots than Scotland.
You can't give
but
you know what?
I got a Scottish friend. I'm gonna ask her. And also, you have to give credit to the culture that kept it going for thousands of years. They don't do that in Scotland. They not know. That's why it's a discovery, because they're not known for it.
Yeah, it stopped in the 16th century.
If they're so good at it and it's so important, then Shakespeare would have had a book of disses, but he did not.
What started happening in the 16th century?
War and human trafficking across the globe.
That's right.
So that still doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. It does.
So they might have started teaching us when they was trading us.
Okay, I want to move on because you're about to irritate me.
I'm just saying. They
did not teach us fun little games and board games and knickknacks while we were on the boats. That wasn't what was happening. They weren't chilling on top above boat playing cards.
They taught other stuff.
So anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out the show. We're going to get right into Foundation because Brandon's been trying to provoke me and he's almost there. So we are so glad that you guys are back with us. And I know we talk about it all the time. I know he said at the beginning of the show, but please leave us a 5-star review. I get sad when I can't read those. Otherwise, we are excited to have you guys here. All right, let's do it. Oh, by the way, we still need to do a actual Superman recap.
The movie. Well, we'll wait till you do a Fantastic Four. We'll do a double feature.
Will we?
Yeah, we'll do a double feature after you see Fantastic Four. They need to bring that back anyway in real life.
You know what? Honestly, I messed up because I was going to try to take my family to go see it in the middle of the night tonight, but I started podcasting too late, so that's on me.
All right, let's pull this up.
Come on, if we can get in and out of here, then I can get to see Fantastic Four tonight.
What you mean tonight? It's 10 o'clock.
That's what I'm saying. I was gonna go to the late show, so if we can hurry this up.
Oh, you gonna fall asleep in the damn movie?
All right, I'm not that person.
Let me pull up the notes.
Damn, I don't think we can make it. Maybe we can make it.
So this episode starts off 3 years ago. We got a comment. Love the movie here in the Philippines. Hoping to learn more on this recap. Okay. Thank you, Mark.
Wait, are they talking about Superman or Foundation? Because they said movie.
Might have meant TV show. By the way, Chanel, you were right. In a way.
Can you make that a soundbite? I need that on the machine.
No, I'm not putting that on the machine. The African version of that game was called Nikocha. There you go. That even rhymes.
Wow, your accent is crazy. That's such a great accent.
That even rhymes.
Do it again. Say it. What's it called?
Why I gotta say it again?
Because you're saying it like it's Japanese. That's what's so funny to me.
Ikocha, Ekocha. That's what it's spelled.
Mm-hmm. You're making it Japanese. It's
and then there's Nikocha, Encocha, Nkocha. It even rhymes. They was rhyming the name of it.
We might have to do a separate episode, by the way. I want to do the King of War movie. Is that what it's called?
I don't know what the hell that is.
The Chief of War. The Jason Momoa joint that's going to be on Apple TV next week. Are you not up on that?
No, I'm not up on that, but I'll look into it.
I actually do care about indigenous cultures, and I want to learn anything there is to learn about Samoan, Polynesian, and Hawaiian peoples and their fight for freedom.
Samoan. That's right. Me too. So 3 years ago, Dawn went to a library to learn about psychohistory. Dawn says, I'm not finna be corrupted by this shit, because the library was like, they banned this shit because you can be corrupted. He's like, look at me, I'm Empire. I don't get corrupted by nothing.
But she's also like, you trying to get me in trouble? He's basically going to a place during Prohibition and being like, you got hooch, and she's like, who's asking? But yeah, she does know exactly what he's talking about.
Dawn's like, just let me see the shit. So they take her. He's like, oh, but your guards can't come. We got to keep this shit temperature control. We learned that from you. Joe kept that shit right, perfect temperature to fix them old ass books. And so Dawn, they go down there, and Dawn goes down to the librarian, and she takes them to the special place where they keep the old shit about psychohistory. And we see the little book that we saw in the first episode of Foundation that Gaal had to learn that old ass equation. And Dawn was like, hey man, Selden sent this shit to Gaal Dornan like 300 years ago. What the fuck is this shit doing
like,
here?
What the hell this? Because he's like, wait, hold on. He's just like, this is authentic. This is original silk. He's like, where did this come from?
They made books on silk. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, papyrus and shit.
I'd like to see a silk book. That's probably cool as shit.
Yeah, like what? In school, I feel like I learned about all these ancient cultures, and you are just like surprised by stuff. You're surprised that the Scottish people used to talk shit. You're surprised that they used to use different materials besides all you know is cotton.
No, I wasn't surprised they used to talk shit. I'm surprised that they talk shit in a battle using verses. Yes. So then the library's like, all right, now that you're interested in this shit, if you want to know how this shit got here, I can make it happen. Right? Like, I can make it happen, but I can't tell you. But I'm going to tell you where to meet me tomorrow, and you'll find out everything you need to know. And he was like, all right, then I'll be there. And so then the next day, we see Dawn going somewhere in full disguise.
He looked like, I can't tell you who he looked like, but he looked like somebody from another show. And he had on like a little fake mustache that was growing, and his hair was parted. He looked like a hipster. He looked like a Trantor hipster.
And he gets to this restaurant, like a diner, like a futuristic diner. And he sits down, and you see Gaal Dornan. And she tells him, they do some pleasantries, and he's like, you're Gaal Dornan. And she's like,
yeah. Hi,
what are you still doing here? She's like, there's many ways to stay alive, to beat time or something like that. And he said, she's like, well, I see that you tried hard. Look at your fucking disguise.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, they got trackers for face scramblers because of one of my predecessors, which we saw last season when that version of Dawn, 2 seasons ago, when Dawn tried to escape with the fucking gardener, and he put the face scrambler on to get it down in the lower level.
Yeah, and the tough part is that all the stuff that the previous empires did to try to like keep things secure, like trying to stop people from like circumventing them, is stopping the freedoms of the empires to come, right? So it kind of shows a little bit the like authoritarianism and the dictatorships and how they like can impact everyone who seeks freedom. That's what I took away from it.
And so he talks to Gaal, and he tells Gaal Selden gave she was like, what makes you interested in psychohistory? It's like, Selden gave Demerzel the radiant. That's why. And she's like, what the fuck? But then she realized
that is
it's
the one
not
thing that she did not know. So she was mad prepared for this meeting outside of that.
It's not her Selden, it's the other Selden. And she's like, all right then, but listen, I'm gonna need your help since you're here to help, and this is what I need you to do. And he's like, whoa. How you know you got me already? Like, I'm just asking questions. How you know you got me already? And she was like, bruh, you all the way down here looking like this. Clearly, you want me to tell you what to fucking do. And so she tells him, she basically gets him up to date on some shit, lets her know that like she's not part of the foundation, that he knows about. And that
well, also that just like they don't even like, not only she's not a part, but like they don't know it. They don't exactly. So it's like, not only I'm not a part, but like don't tell them. Like, let me operate in secret because I don't want to influence what's happening on that planet, because they definitely might get distracted by the religion of it all, or like who knows. So yes, I just want to add up.
She tells him there's going to come a time where a man called the Mule shows up. When that happens, that's when we need to go into fucking action. And Dawn's like, so what do I get out of this? And she's like, bruh, you clearly want to save the people. So we're going to save the humanity. People. And that'll be how you get remembered. And so he's like, all right, then.
He's like, yeah, he's kind of like, okay, I guess.
He's like, all right, then. Well, let me know. And she was like, all right. Then she starts to glitch out, and he was like, oh shit, it's a hologram. And then she kind of disappears.
Well, what was two things. One is that this is establishing that they are going to stay in contact, and that's why he was able to call her so easily at the end of the last episode, because like they have this kind of back channel communication, which is very smart. I didn't know that she was prepared for the meeting, but she obviously didn't do it strategically. Like, he had to be the one to be curious about it, and it demonstrates like how you have Dawn, like, with this genetic drift or whatever, you have Dawn every year being like curious to know more, and then with the this is the only Dawn that has a radiant, so he has like a natural curiosity to be like, well, you're telling me the reality that I've been trained to keep going on is like completely going to be different. So he has an even more incentive to like question it. And then you see Day through genetic drift like being more and more like disinterested and stuff, and you see Dust through genetic drift be more and more scared of death, or more and more aware of it. So I just think that's like an interesting side note that we get from this interaction. And then the second thing that was very cool was when he was like, well, when are you coming back? And she was like, I was never here. And then she hologram.
What was that? Are you Adam West?
Yes.
Oh, you know that reference.
The only way I know that reference is through Family Guy. So
okay. So then we cut back to where we picked up after the last episode, and Dawn is telling Gaal about the Mule, and Gale's like, all right, this is what we finna do. Kalgan, that shit need to be enclosed. Close that shit down. Don't let nobody come in and out. He's like, how the fuck I'm supposed to do that shit? I don't control that shit.
Like, I'm not even on the board yet.
And he was like, that's an act of war towards the foundation. They're going to be pissed. She was like, let me handle the foundation. And we now know how she's going to do that. But she's like, let me handle the foundation. Oh, we'll get to it.
I missed it. Oh, I missed it.
And, but go talk to the people, do your little thing, convince them, and then we'll go from there. And then he was like, this is very important. And he's like, also, you can't go in person. Don't send anybody there. He's like, why? He's like, there's rumors that he can control people with his mind. He's like, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
And I said,
she's like, hell no.
I said, it's Dawn. I said, oh shit, somebody might be controlling this nigga.
That's what you think?
I'm like, why is he all of a sudden interested in psychohistory? There might be a mentalic
Oh,
spy that's been there because clearly the
well,
librarian is one of Gale's spies.
yeah, I mean, hey, I think you're just reaching out there just in case you're ahead on something like a big twist. Respect for that. I didn't pick up on that, but I think in general that I think it's a genetic drift thing, but I think what you're saying is fair. However, the point being, it's important that it's important that he's one who is taking it seriously, because you have this balance of people not taking it seriously, and like the fact that Empire at all or everyone on Trantor at all is taking it seriously is important, because it seems like the Mule, like we see through the episode, he's a step ahead of everyone already, like several steps. So I'm just relieved that he's like taking it seriously, no matter how that goes. But yeah, I am more concerned. I'm more concerned about the fact that like there's metallics, like we said, everywhere. We don't know who is that. I don't know if I feel like he's being controlled, but I felt like he's not understanding like the severity still.
So then we cut the Kalgan, and they having a big ass party at a club, and Beta.
That's the party that the captain wanted to be invited to.
Yeah, Pritcher. Hans Pritcher, that's his name. And Beta and Torn Mallow show up looking like they're going to the Met Gala. And Pritchard shows up and he says, this is a recognizance mission. So I want y'all to just chill. Recognizance. Yeah. I just want y'all to. That's what I said, reconnaissance. No, it's reconnaissance.
Okay. You were saying recognizant.
No, I said reconnaissance.
We'll play the tape back.
Maybe I said it. Maybe I put a G in it. Isn't that what we do? We put G's in stuff?
Yeah, we do that. But also she speaking of Met Gala, like she literally had a fit.
Oh no, we put S's and stuff
turn
too.
into something. Yeah, she had a fit that turned into something else. It was very cool looking. Yeah, I do that. I'm from Detroit. That's what we do. It's a known device.
And he said, just y'all just be influencers, but if y'all see somebody with a weapon, give me a signal.
Warner brother.
And so this is how we know that they got mentalics, spies, because Pritchard tries to get close, and there's like a field around him that the Mule put that stops anybody with mental powers, and he senses in his head Gaal Dornick, which means Hans Pritchard is a spy sent to the old Foundation from the new Foundation. He's one of Gale's mentalics, and he got sent there to basically keep them up to date on the old Foundation. That's how she knows shit. And I think she got spies, not just him, but she got spies in Empire. The librarian's clearly a spy. I think they got spies all over the place from the new Foundation that's feeding them back information.
So here's what I don't like about this. You are putting stuff together way too fast.
They said it on the show. What are you talking about?
I didn't put together all of that he's a spy from Gaal. I just put together like, oh, he's a mentalic. And I think that now that I think back to it, in season 2, she was training mentalic, so it's possible. So if any mentalics were on that planet, cool. But when I remember in the beginning of this season is when they unfroze her, they were like, no mentalics. So I thought in the last 3 years, what?
Did you hear what the Mule said?
Say it.
He said, who is Gaal Dornick? He had never heard of Gaal Dornick before this. So he pulled that from his head. So if he was just a mentalic that had nothing to do with the Foundation too, he wouldn't know who the fuck Gaal Dornick is. Because everybody thinks she's dead. Hundreds of years ago.
Okay.
So the only way that would even come up is if he was part of her Foundation.
No, that makes sense. Okay, because I thought he was just curious and he was asking him who it was just off GP, but you're saying that he only had the hint to ask about her because he was already in his head. She was already in his head. Okay, that makes sense. And that's what I'm saying. I just didn't put 2 and 2 together, so now I'm mad because I'm like, oh, that is probably true. And then and then I do think that like she definitely has people, like, again, the idea that they know stuff that they're not supposed to know is like very real. So there definitely are spies. My only nitpick is that I didn't think that the librarian was a spy as much as the librarian was just like, I mean, I guess technically a spy, but the librarian's probably just like actually a librarian, and she's just like, yo, here go $50. Call me whenever somebody asks about this book.
Yeah, but would you trust somebody like that with
Who?
knowing that
As
Gaal
the
Dornick is alive? Gaal Dornick being alive is a big deal. I'm not just
That's
about
true,
to
that's
run
true.
up on a random librarian and be like, let me tell
That's
you a
true.
secret.
Yeah. Or maybe she don't know who it is, but you know, there's all the layers to it. I doubt the librarian will be important in the narrative, but I do agree with you that like she has to have spies, and her second foundation, everybody has to have spies everywhere. There's no way around it, and there has to be like a, you know, there's more twists at play here eventually if we just think about how this show has been.
And what better
in general.
spies than people who can read people's minds?
Yep, exactly. I mean, the Metallics, it makes sense in the context of that. He is interesting because I don't think we knew he was metallic.
Nope.
So we see that like, and so here's what's so funny about what's the name of the kid? Rowan, what's his name?
Which kid?
Torin and Beelzebub. What's the girl and the boy's name?
Torin, Mallow, and Beta.
Beta. Okay. So
Baeyta.
They're chilling at the house, and a dude sneaks into their high-tech house and says, hey, I'm government, I need you to sneak me into this party, I'm on a mission. They say, okay. They go. He's tough, he's big, he's bad, he's brassy. He gets within 10 feet of the target and falls to the ground and says, I'm out of here, this was a mistake, I'm going home. Runs, like jumps his ship immediately, like runs, gets the hell out of Dodge. And they say, maybe we'll try next. Like they go, oh, you know what? If Rambo can do it, I'm sure we could do it untrained. And they get themselves into trouble for no freaking, like, it was so bizarre to me that they didn't listen to him. But I guess, you know what? Influencers probably would think they could be great spies. So
yes. Well, also they were in the foundation. And his uncle is the other Mallow who's running that offshoot shit. Because he was scared he was
but
going to
that
get in
doesn't
trouble
mean that
with
they're
them.
like trained and prepared for this shit. That just means that they think that they really just thought, oh, I'll just literally distract him. Like we'll run a distraction mission, which I understand makes sense, but it just wasn't a smart move. As far as like what you just saw was that he was too much of a threat for the person who sent you on this mission, and he didn't touch him. So they just weren't smart about that, right? So anyway, but I did think this was like a very interesting scene, and it was like very watchable. The interactions between Torvald and the Mule.
Torin Mallow.
And the Mule.
Yeah, so Torin, so what Chanel said is they basically were like, let me go handle this shit because we came here for a reason. So
you know, like let's get the deets. Basically, like, oh well, he couldn't do it, but he's not famous. So we're like, we can do it now because surely we'll get close enough. So one thing that was important to mention is in the beginning of the club, it's like it does look like a great party because there's a dude just basically he's a DJ, but he's like doing some type of harpsichord, like
Magnifico
like,
Giganticus.
He got one of them, the magic guitars that are like axed in half. What is it from? What's that from? Like it's like one of those special looking rock guitars, but I'm trying to think of what movie. It's like he has one of futuristic looking guitars, like the electric guitars. He's doing his thing. We see rings of light, and everybody's like in a trance to the point where the influencers walk in. They're literally like, "Why is no one paying attention to us?" Which is an insane thing to say when you walk to a party, but he's like, I think there's something hypnotic about this. Like clearly they're under some type of spell. So like his balsa cord person, what's his name? Whatever he's called, Ballard, whatever. He's supposed to go ahead and like help with the hypnosis, I think. So anyway, he's doing that. And after he's done with the show, for whatever reason, the Mule decides to like beat him off a stage. He's like, get out of here, go and get. And they notice that and they're like, all right, well, first of all, there's a liability because this person who just did this like whole pre-show for him, his opener, basically, he just treated like shit in front of everybody. So we're going to try to talk to him, but you got to distract while I talk to her. So Beta is like, I'm going to go talk to him. And then Torin is like, Torrent, I'm just calling him Torrent, that'll be easier to remember, is like, all right, I'm about to go I'm gonna go talk to him. I'm gonna distract him. So he walks up kind of being douchey, and he's like, oh, y'all smell better than I thought. And that's how he gets into the whole thing Brandon mentioned, which was insulting.
Yes. So the guy that Chanel's referring to, his name is Magnifico Giganticus. He's a musician who works for the Mule against his will.
For sure.
The guy who played them also played Caliban on the X-Men, the shitty X-Men movie.
Which ones do you call shitty?
All of them except First Class.
That's a take.
They're all bad in different ways.
They're not all bad. They're not.
They're all bad in different ways. They put them in S&M suits,
because there's something sexy about them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because the X-Men walk around in all black S&M suits. That screams
Why does Catwoman
X-Men.
have a black suit? Why Batman don't wear slacks?
Catwoman actually has a black suit.
Why does not Scarlet, what's her name? Black Widow. Why is her stuff in her crack?
She actually wears a black suit. The X-Men don't. Cyclops wears blue. Wolverine wears yellow.
But Wolverine's not really an X-Men. The students have a uniform.
No. They all wear their own colors. They don't dress up in all black. Like they go in.
See, you're talking about too many different editions. All I know is the one I was raised on. And in that one, they were not overly sexual. The only naked bitch was Mystique, from my memory.
That's the one you're talking about. They wore all black.
Because they were cool.
Okay. So this guy's an important character. I think he's going to be an important character because they wouldn't have brought him along if he wasn't.
Fair enough, but also he just he's definitely a part of the organization.
What organization?
The organization, the Mule, he's the Mule's opener.
Oh, he's one of the Mule's people. Yeah, he's one of the Mule's people. Yeah, he definitely knows something. And by the way, they kind of allude to the music that he's playing influences the Mule's power because his music was also playing in episode 1 when the Mule showed up.
When I talk,
when did you say that?
I said he's like the opener, and his music is making people hypnotic, so it's adding to it.
Okay, I missed that. I hear you say that.
They heard it. Mm-hmm.
So then Torin Mallow goes over there, and the Mule's like, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you if you don't insult me, because where I'm from, we have a tradition called flighting." And so it's what you're supposed to do when you meet someone. So the Mule, so Torin Mallow basically reads the shit out of him, and the Mule laughs his ass off, and he says, "Well done, I'm fucking insulted." Meanwhile, you see Beta taking Magnifico away, and the Mule says, "You insulted me by imagining my designs are so small." Mule says, "You think I only want to rule this planet?"
Because all the other stuff he said, by the way, was he said he got syphilis. He said he's a Napoleon complex. He said all this stuff, and the only thing that insulted him truly was that.
And he said, my designs are this small. You think I only want to rule this planet? I'm coming for the whole empire and foundation. All right?
Fair enough.
And he says,
yes,
when I see something I don't like, I take care of that shit. And I don't fuck with you. And somebody handed him like a potato peeler, or probably like a peeler.
He said, if I see something I like, I'm going to go get it. If I see something I don't like, throw it.
And they handed him like a peeler, like when you peel the skin off of a lime to put it in the drink.
Literal potato peeler, yep.
And he started peeling his fucking skin off his hand.
I was eating during this.
You didn't like it?
I did not. No, I didn't appreciate it too much.
And then his T-Spears came up. Mr. Terrific's T-Spheres came out of nowhere. And
That's what they were. That is, by the way, that's a Superman reference. So again, we're going to talk about Superman soon.
See, why you got to insult Mr. Terrific like that? That's a Mr. Terrific reference. Okay?
But he was in Superman.
He wasn't Superman, but he's been around for like...
His own show or movie?
He's been... He was in fucking... Yeah, he was in Arrow.
On CW?
Yes.
Okay, so for
And
the
he's been
people who
around for
haven't
like
watched,
40, for like
for
30
the people
years.
who haven't read comic books and who haven't watched every small part of the DC universe,
Oh,
including
Arrow is
anything on
some small
CW,
thing.
anything on CW, you should consider people on this podcast. There's going to be 50-50 split. If they're here for you, they've seen it. If they're here for me, they've never heard of it.
Have they seen Justice League Unlimited or Justice League cartoon?
If they're here for me, no. If they're here with you, yes, because I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just still thinking I'm still stuck on Teen Titans. I've never watched that. So anyway,
Mr.
Mr. Terrific
Terrific,
is great.
yes.
I'm just saying, if you the T-Sphere specifically, you just saw them depict it in a movie that came out 2 weeks ago. That's a reasonable call out.
Yes, it is. I'm just giving you a hard time, but don't disrespect my man, Mr. Terrific. Okay, he's been around for a long
Eddie did his
time.
thing. And you know who else was around for a long time and deserves disrespect?
Who?
I can't believe you can't guess.
I don't know who you comparing to Mr. Terrific.
We didn't. No, I'm not comparing him to Mr. Terrific. I'm just saying, you just made me think about somebody else who's been around for a long time and we don't respect them. So anyway, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan, and rest peacefully to Malcolm Jamal Warner. And Ozzy, you can get an honorable mention.
Ozzy
Osbourne.
Oh, Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, yeah. So his T-Spheres came up.
The fact that season episode 167 of the version of Arrow that came out, but you don't know who Ozzy is when I just say Ozzy.
I know who Ozzy Osbourne is. I don't know who you were talking about.
Didn't go straight to Ozzy. Okay.
No, why would we go straight to Ozzy Osbourne?
There's two Americas, and then within those two Americas, there's different realities. That's all. Keep going.
You hating. You just disrespected my black man superhero hero.
I'm sorry, Mr. How do you say his last name? How do you say Eddie's last name?
Eddie Gattacki.
Okay, so neither one.
Oh, no, it's Gattacki. No, I know it because he's on another great Apple show.
No, he's great. He's also, I think, was in another X-Men movie.
Yeah, that's why those movies are shit.
He was in my classic. Wait, he's in mine, right? The ones I like.
Yes, that's one of the reasons why those movies are shit.
You're blaming him for making it terrible?
No. Do you know what character he played in the X-Men movie?
You have to remind me.
He played Darwin. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you know who, you probably don't know who Darwin is.
He's Darwin can, touch anything and adapt?
Sort of. Yeah, sort of. That's a little minimizing it. Darwin is essentially immortal. He can't die. His mutant power is called reactive evolution, which means he can evolve into any situation when his life is threatened, right? Meaning like if you took Darwin and tied weights to him and threw him to the bottom of the ocean, he would develop gills. How to
breathe underwater.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or any situation he has, he'll develop something to survive. And guess what they did in the X-Men movie? You know?
They found a way to kill him?
They killed Darwin. That's right. They killed the man who can't die. That's what they did.
It's because he's black.
They killed the man who can't die.
For sure.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I will say this. I need to go back and revisit. And the problem is when I was going to see those movies, I was going because I thought people were cute. I wasn't really understanding the weight of the DC of the Marvel universe and what anything was. So I was just watching with a crush on Iceman. And so
Human Help is back. He said, R.I.P. Darwin. He was made to eat a small ball of energy and he got cooked to a crisp. Plot sacrifice. That's right. A ball of energy killed a man who can't die. That's right.
Human Help, we miss you. Thanks for joining the chat. Yeah, I think again, so I need to rewatch now that I have an appreciation for all that Marvel is. Because if I don't know, kids weren't there back in the day when Marvel was just putting out random movies and people were only going because they were nerds.
Well, those weren't Marvel. Fox put out those shitty movies.
Fox was only putting out, but even more so, Marvel wasn't a household name yet in movies and TV film, because only if you were a nerd and you liked video games and comic books did you have context to go see it. Do you remember those times?
That's not true. They've been making superhero movies since the 70s.
And only if you were a nerd did you get excited to go see it back then. Are you joking me?
You think only nerds went to see Batman in 1989? with fucking Michael Keaton? No, that was a huge fucking
Okay.
deal.
Outside of Batman and Superman, which have been adopted by the culture as like a cool thing, I'm saying that like there would be no Loki sideshow that people say, oh, this actually is written very well. That would not exist.
No,
That's
that
what I'm
didn't
saying.
exist. Yeah.
It's like people can't even fathom when like a Fox Marvel movie came out and like you just might not have seen it. That's why they can reboot all the shit, because some people are like, they just didn't even know about it back then.
Well, people saw they just were shitty. And we didn't have nothing better.
I watched it and I didn't even know what I was beholding. I was just like, oh, cool, fun movie. There go Rebecca Romijn Stamos, and I was like, oh, so this is about the Holocaust. That's what I would pick up on. Or I'd be like, oh, like they're being racist to them.
By the way, Rebecca Romijn is on Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Go watch her on that. Great show.
Amazing.
So then the Mule, they basically his T-spheres help him get out of there, and he runs. They go jump in the ship, and Beta brings Magnifico, and they dip, and they get the fuck out of there.
Like, what the fuck? Why is Magnifico here? Because I don't think he planned for them to steal his dude. Oh, I don't know if that was the actual plan, but he's like, all right, fuck it, we got to get out of here. So they jump, and at this point, them being able to jump is a big deal, because like usually you can't follow people because only some people can jump, right?
Yeah, I don't know if the Mule also was on the ground, so by the time they would have gotten the air to jump, they wouldn't be able to know where they went.
But basically, like, to be able to access the jump stuff. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I just hit the mic. To be able to access the jump stuff is a thing. And I guess that's just, I bring that up because that's another way that the Mule is not far behind anyone.
Well, the Foundation has that technology, right? And they got rid of it.
And then
Empire don't have it no more. They got to use the jump gates.
Right.
They got to go
they
through.
messed it up for them too. Yeah.
They got to get on the metro, you know.
Yeah, but even then, only the Empire can do it, or can other people can other regular citizens use the jump gates?
That's how the other people use the jump gates. So they basically relegated the Empire to the commoners. So you got to travel through the slow ass jump gates like everybody else. Is basically what happened, because they killed all their spacers, and they don't have the new technology that Foundation has. So then we cut to Trantor, and we see Day and Song go to his guard in their ready space. They up there getting dressed and shit. And he's like, can we have a room? So they leave. And he went and talked to this black man. And he was like, Day.
This pissed me off to no end.
This did?
Keep going.
Day was like, look, I need to get the fuck out this palace, bro. And he's like, all right, I mean, you Empire, you can go where the fuck you want. And he's like, no. My brother's in D, she can't know either. And he said,
he didn't say he cannot stand Demerzel.
And he said,
he misgendering her and everything.
It's not just risk for me. You know, they got my family. And Dave was like, I know, like, I'm fucking Cleon. I created this shit. I know what we do to keep y'all.
But also, he's showing how, like, there can never really truly be, like, a real friendship between people who work for someone in a situation like that. Because, yeah, they're cool and all. But, like, he's like, hey, you recognize that y'all giving us company housing is the same thing as y'all controlling us, right? Like, it's not, like, this isn't like we all live on the same compound and it's equal. He's like, they'll find my family.
And he was like, but I got you. I got your family. There's only 3 people in the world with these nanites. All right. There's only 3 people in the world. We're not supposed to give them to nobody else because that's what protects us. I'm going to give them to you to save your daughter. We're going to take you, your daughter, your wife. I'm going to give you all the money in the world. You can, after you get me there, you go where the fuck you want. You can buy a planet with the money that I'm giving you. You can be the ruler of your own fucking planet. I don't give a fuck. You help me, I help you.
So here's what made me mad. So you're telling me the whole time the nanobites could have saved my child from cancer, and you was just sitting there talking about thoughts and prayers?
Yeah, because he's not supposed to give them to nobody else.
But you were just gonna watch my child die because of the rules?
Because of the rules.
And I'm supposed to be your homeboy? I'm supposed to be your BFF who you come and hang out with? That's what I'm saying. I don't like that.
I get that. But I took it as he's willing to break all the traditions in the world if this man helps him.
Yeah. No, I agree, but it was just like, don't let me find out now that you need something. All of a sudden, you can move the earth for me, but you was sitting
But
there letting
no,
me cry about it
yeah,
before.
but here's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gives him the nanites, he no longer has them.
Oh,
So
so he was gonna give him his nanites out of
he's
his
giving him
body.
his nanites out of his
Oh
body
yeah,
to
because
fix
he
his
was like, I
daughter.
want to live. He was like, I want to be mortal. I want to live.
Yeah,
Because he
that's what
really
he's
was
saying.
bent on like, he's like, I want to experience real life. Like, I don't want to be protected. Like, basically,
Yes,
he's like, I'm out of here. Yeah. Okay.
that's what he
I
was
got you.
saying. So he was basically like, while
Okay.
I'm
Now I
day,
understand that
I
better
can't
now.
take
Okay.
that shit out of me, but I'm giving them to you instead of me
They
carrying them
probably
around.
also help him to be do they help him be traceable? I'm
They
curious. I'm wondering.
they said something like that before when they was trying to find
Yeah.
the other
I'm pretty
Cleon.
sure there's something.
But I
Hmm.
don't know if that was the nanites or if it was something else. But there was something in them that could be traced.
Yeah. Okay.
So then he was like, listen, you don't have to make a decision now. You still my boy. Just think about it. Let me know tomorrow. And so he leaves. And I was like, yo, he is such a fucking hippie. Like, Day is such a hippie.
He's chilling.
He got his fucking Jesus sandals on, some swim shorts, and tank tops, just walking around every fucking day.
Chilling, bro. He's clocked out.
And Song was like, hey dog, why are you so scared? Why don't you tell Demi? Why don't you tell D what's going on? Why are you so scared of her? And why you keep calling her it?
Yeah.
And he was like, look, let me tell you something. You know what? I can't tell you. And she was like, I thought we weren't keeping no secrets. I thought we were cool, they lie. You don't know where that's from, do you? You don't know where that's from, do you?
And you didn't know what the dozens was. So why are you talking to me?
I didn't ask you about the dozens. I said, do you know what Cool Day Lie is from?
I don't think so.
It's from Curb Your Enthusiasm. And it was an episode
so funny
with Crazy Eyes Killer.
I remember this now. Okay, yeah. Okay, because why am I thinking this? I'm like, that's not De La Soul. So you really had me confused.
And he was dating Wanda. And that's how the Crazy Eyes was dating Wanda. And that's how he knew him. He was like, I thought we was Cool Day Lie, Larry. I thought we was Cool Day Lie. And so he was like, I can't tell you this shit. She was like, you better fucking tell me. You trying to spend your rest of your life with me. You need to tell me this shit. He's like, all right. God damn. We arguing already. We ain't even married yet. We arguing about this shit. I'll tell you shit. Demerzel is a robot. She said, what? He's a robot. She said,
can you
what?
Imagine. Yeah. He said, no, I thought it was all gone. And he's like, nah, just not this one. He's like, it's only 4 people who know. It's me. It's only 3 goats, and it's 2 of them is kissing and hugging on stage, so you can't know this. But by the way, talk about twists. Of all the twists coming with this, like the one thing he told her ends up being a problem.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. You're absolutely right. And so then he goes and takes a hit of his spores, and he's like, go pack. We out tomorrow. And so then we cut to Dawn, and he's telling Dusk like about enclosing Kalgan. And Dusk is like, have you lost your goddamn mind? We can't do that. It's just an act of war. What the hell's wrong with you? He's like, look, this man is dangerous. And they say he got powers like that trash ass Charles Xavier. And he was like,
why would you call a professor trash?
Oh, sorry, you don't read comic books. Charles Xavier is terrible in the comic books. Like like all types of terrible. Like lying to people and planting memories in people's minds and shit.
Oh, he's a bad guy.
Well, he considers himself a good guy, but he's
by trash. I thought you meant weak. Like he's weak with his powers. I'm like,
no.
Cerebro.
No, he's trash. He's a trash person.
He's like a bad person. Yeah, he's a deadbeat. Can I ask you a question though? Can you do you remember earlier the soundbite I said I wanted you to save? I don't think you're keeping track of them.
This one.
What more do you want from me?
That one?
The graphic is it. Okay, thank you. It wasn't. No, that's amazing. That is definitely one of them. There's another one. I think I said in this episode, and I already forgot what it is. But And then I was gonna add another one from just now. I've already forgotten what we just said. We just said something funny that I wanted forever, but I'll have to go back and listen.
See? I got you.
It'll
I'll
come
be
back
listening to you.
It'll come back to me. But that right there is the one. That is the soundbite we're waiting for when somebody sends an email complaining about this free podcast. That's the purpose of that one, that soundbite.
And so then he tells Dawn, he's like, look, dog, he got them powers, right? He basically Charles Xavier, like down to a T. He's basically Charles Xavier. And Dust was like, that was a comic book, my nigga. There ain't no such thing as Charles Xavier with mental powers. What the fuck's wrong with you? You reading them old ass comics and shit. And Dave was like, look, I'm just telling you. He's like, how you know this shit? Look, I can't tell you my sources, but I just know this shit, all right? And he was like, look.
Yeah. I feel like even if he did know his sources, Dusk is just a boomer. Like Dusk is just not gonna understand or pay attention when the way he needs to. That's just the name of the game.
But this Dusk is on it because he's younger than the other Dusk, so he's still into it.
But he keeps talking about how what's his name ain't shit.
Who, Day?
Yeah, no,
Day ain't shit.
No. He's talking about how the Mule ain't shit, and like, he's just another. He's like, he's just gonna be taken over by another guy.
Well, that's probably what's happened. They probably got pirates in the universe.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's boomer type shit. Boomers are always like, it'll be the same. It'll be just as and then it's like, oh, actually, this is World War III.
Yes, except if you told anybody some crazy shit like they got mental powers that can implant shit into your mind, you'd be like, you sound fucking crazy. Okay? Because that's my number. You're talking to the person who's one of his biggest fears. One of my, not the biggest, there's a lot of racist shit that I'm more scared of. But one of my biggest fears is that I will see aliens and I will tell my friends and family that I saw some fucking aliens. And all y'all motherfuckers will think I've lost my mind and I'm crazy. And nobody will believe me that I saw the fucking aliens. None of y'all will believe me. Y'all want to get me committed because all I keep talking about is the fucking aliens, right? But I actually saw the fucking aliens. What he's saying is, this motherfucker can control your mind. And Dusk is like, that's just made the fuck up. That's what we put in fucking movies, all right? Not in real life. And he's like, but that's what and he can't tell him how he know. He can't tell him how you know. So that's just like me. Where the proof of the aliens? They made my phone not work. I couldn't take a selfie with them. I'm just telling you, I saw the fucking aliens. And nobody will believe me. None of y'all will believe me. You see the conundrum there? That will drive you crazy. Imagine knowing something and nobody believe you. But would anybody get mad at you, Chanel, if you told them, yeah, I didn't believe Brandon when he saw the fucking aliens? No, nobody would be mad at you. They'd be like, of course not.
No, you actually bring up a really important point because I saw somebody post recently that like, if I ever was living the same day over and over, I just need to establish ahead of time the friend I would tell because I don't have time for you not believing me and us going through this state. Be having to learn that I'm living the same day over and over and telling you and you don't remember. So my question is, do you have someone in your life you could call if you was living 51st dates or like Groundhog Day? If you was living Groundhog Day, do you have somebody you could tell? Like somebody who would take you seriously and not be like,
no, this is my fear. People are not going to believe you when you tell them this shit.
Well, I texted someone when I saw that and I said, I want you to know you will be my designated person. If I ever come to you saying I'm living the same day twice, don't turn on me.
All right, then you're my designated person for aliens. If I tell you I saw fucking aliens, I saw the goddamn aliens.
Honestly, if you tell me you saw aliens, I'll be like, thanks so much for letting me know. And then my phone will be disconnected because I'll be on the lam.
Well, they might be nice aliens. If I told you, that means they nice.
Or they're controlling your brain with telemetrics, with mentalics, and
See? That's how it goes.
You're trying to bring. Because I'm a good catch for the aliens. I am very good at arguing, and I could argue down. I convinced a kid in when I was 9, I convinced the kid back to believing in Santa, and my family had to pull me to the side and tell me Santa wasn't real because I was converting children. I was getting kids back on the side of believing, and they were like, "We need to stop this. This is not gonna be good. You're."
By the way, I was
That's
listening to the Star Talk podcast, and if we did ever encounter aliens, we would talk to them through math and the periodic table.
Because those are like solid.
Those are
like
things that we know
facts of
exists anywhere
Those
in the
are facts of
universe. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Then we could also talk to them through
What?
love. Because that's also a fact of life.
Yeah, but love look different in a lot. Like, you ever see animals love each other? Some of that shit don't look like love.
Love is a universal existence.
I don't know. Some animals loving each other don't look like love.
Not clocking to you. You talking about mating. I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about love.
You're talking about the essence of love. I think it's a universal experience.
Yeah, but it don't look the same.
A universal experience. That doesn't mean it shows up the same.
How you gonna communicate with them? In your
Through
mind?
love. It's a feeling.
Yeah, it is a feeling.
Anyway.
So then Day asks,
people be vibing on that. We watch Prime Target where no, that was a different black girl, right? That wasn't Gaal.
No, see, they all look alike to you, huh? I guess that's what that is.
No, because while was I in the gym and Black Adam was on, I was like, there go Gaal. And now everybody looks like Gaal to me.
So it looks like the mule, then they cut to the mule and it looked like he took over a jump gate and he fucked them people up and killed them and made one of them, stabbed one of them in the back with a knife after he talked shit to him.
By the way, they did that while, oh shit. Sorry, Black Adam was the other old Superman. Huh. They did that. Okay, so they thought they were gonna,
that don't exist no more.
They thought they were gonna parlay with the mule. And that was her in Prime Target.
You got lucky with that one.
I am not internalized racism. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what was I talking about? Oh, so the mule. He goes to him to offer, hey, if you just like play in line with us, you can own this. Now you can just be like, it'd be the Empire Foundation and you, and we can all three just coexist. You can just pay a tribute or whatever. We're gonna look the other way. We'll let you use our resources. They're like, you can join NATO, you can join the EU if you want to. And he's like, what do y'all have that I need? And they're like, well, you can jump gate, you can do whatever. And he goes, I'm good. Hangs up. And to come to find out, he's already ahead of the jump gate shit. He doesn't need that. Like, he's already thinking about what are the ways that he is.
Hold on. She was not in Black Adam.
Yes, she was.
No, she was not.
Yes, she was.
No, she was not.
Yes, she was.
Okay, where'd you see that at?
Or is this not the girl from Foundation?
No, it's not. Question. They all look the same to you. See? Jesus.
Okay, well, Black Adam and Prime Target is the same girl.
Good gracious.
Black Adam, Quintessa Swindle.
Yeah, that's not Gaal.
Okay. Quintessa Swindle. Okay, but I need you to put Lou LaBelle and Quintessa Swindle next to each other.
Oh, they're the same, huh?
No, I just want you to tell me why you think I did that. I know
why you did that.
Them. No, I need you to look at them both. Ludell, what's her name? Lulu Bell. And I need you to look at Quintessa Swindle and tell me that they do not look alike.
They black?
Tell me they don't look alike.
I feel like you're being a little racist here now. What I feel that schism.
So anyway, I'm just gonna let it go. That is crazy. I was so close to being correct. You just had to double check. Yeah. So I was gonna say, here's the thing. He's playing like, the mule is the white dragon of the clan. He has a long-term plan. Okay. And while you think he's doing politics as usual, he's trying to bring back the Fourth Reich. Okay. He knows what he's doing. Whereas other people are like, hey, this is bipartisan politics. We're gonna do some talking. I'm gonna reach across the aisle. If we work together, we can come up with a solution. And then in a couple years, everything will turn over anyway. We'll have a new empire, you'll die, whatever. And the Mule's like, no, I actually have a plan for literal world dominance. Like I'm actually a supervillain, and you guys are underestimating me. That's what's happening here. Everyone is thinking this is politics as usual, and he's like, I don't give a fuck about a treaty. I don't care about Versailles. I don't care about rules of order. I don't care about none of that. I'm killing. I'm stealing. I'm wheeling and dealing. I'm gonna get the resources before you can use them against me, and I'm gonna control your brain. Like it's literally like the season of True Blood. Like it's terrifying to me because I'm like, this is the final villain for sure.
And so we get a Gaal voiceover. She says, underneath the violence and the chaos of the Mule, there's a plan that will touch every part of the galaxy. Then we see Day and Song packing. And Day's asks Song, is she okay? Something bothering you? And Song says, she's much more than a robot. And Dave's like, well, we got a complicated relationship. And Song says, are you sure we should leave? If Demerzel says it's bad, we should stay. And he was like, come on, dog. We talked about this. I'm trying to go to Mycogen, reach your family, do some drugs, like chill out, be a normal fucking human being. I want to meet your mama and daddy. They're going to love me. You date an empire. You're going to be the talk of the town in Mycogen. I'm trying to make you famous, honey. And she's like, yeah, but I don't think you gonna like my family too much. And then we see D in the background, and D's like, Day, we need you. And he's like, do I gotta go right now? She's like, yeah, right goddamn now. He's like, all right, goddamn. So he turns around, and then we see Thong in the background, and she touch her arm. And we see Demerzel looking at her. And I was like, oh shit, see Demerzel spy. She's spying on that nigga. That's what I thought. So then Dusk, we cut back. Dusk doesn't want to do the enclosure. He's like, well, we can ask for a vote. I'm Empire. I can post a fucking vote. And he's like, well, you can, but the middle throne can. And he was like, middle throne? And Dave was like, nah, sorry, buddy. I love you, but we're not finna do that shit. And he was like, all right, if we can't do that shit, Demi, can we at least send some probes to get eyes on the Mule? I want to know everything as much as possible. She was like, yeah, we can do that shit. So then Dave was like, oh, God, did I miss your robe and ceremony? You got your white robe. I forgot you was graduating. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, man. I forgot you was graduating. Damn, my bad, bro. Hey, Dust, did you do the thing, though? Did you do the pinning ceremony? Did you put the pin on it? He's like, no, I ain't do it. He's like, I know you got it on you, though. I know you got that on you, though. And he was like, yeah, I got it on me. He's like, let's do the thing. So he pulled out a flask, and they each take 3 shots to strength, wisdom, and fortitude. And I guess that's the thing when they pass on the torch in Ascension. And so,
yeah, it's a little ritual they got.
Then we see his head of security show back up, and he was like, you know what, I'm fucking in. And Dave was like, my man, that's what I'm talking about. All right, look, I'm going back to get Song, and we leaving in like an hour. All right, I'll be right back. So he goes back to his crib to find Song. She not there. And Demerzel's there. And she was like, your giraffe just took a shit walking past. And he was like,
it's giraffe. Which
giraffe.
GIF or GIF was what we got, yep.
She was like, no, dumbass.
By the way, it's GIF.
It's giraffe. It's from Earth. Thousands of years ago, they used to be tall as shit and walk around and eat leaves and shit. And he was like,
he's like, prove it. He's like, yeah. no, because they didn't have them in Africa. They had them in Scotland. That's what he said.
That's right. In the zoo.
Because he's underinformed.
That's right. Because he believes multiple things, not just one. Like me. I'm a man of books. So now you see all these books behind me? Do you see these? Do you see all these books? I'm a man of reading and knowledge.
Nigga, those are cassette tapes.
Those is
are
books.
VHSs. Those
These
are
are books.
VHS tapes.
You ain't never read
Those
a
are
book.
plastic VHS. I never read a book. Is crazy.
No, you never read a book this thick.
Was that the history of Deadpool?
Look how thick that book is.
Does it have pictures in it?
No, it's a book.
It's not a graphic novel?
No, it's a book.
So it is the history of Deadpool. I'm not wrong, and I know there's photos in it.
You ain't never read a book.
You gotta wake up earlier than that to mess with me. You gotta start the stream at least at 9 a.m. for you to be able to get over on me.
I was close. And so Demi said she touched her arm. You know what that shit mean? Do you know what that mean? Huh? Did you read your fucking books? Did I talk to you about when you was growing up?
You don't even know the culture. You don't even know that this is an ancient symbol of a. She literally is like, by the way, you thought you was going to tell her about me, run away, keep the secrets, live your life, die naturally, have kids, whatever you thought. But really, you told the one chick in the universe, the one chick on Trantor who actually believes in a secret religion that's illegal, that's punishable by death, that believes that their robots are still here and they will save humankind and take them into like the rapture, basically. That they're like, she believes that they are heaven, and when the robots come back, humankind will be saved. And you told the one person who believes
she was right
that I'm a robot.
That the religion's called the inheritance, and they right, because guess what? My prediction is Demerzel is going to save the world, because Demerzel I don't think can be corrupted by the Mule. That's my prediction.
Fact. No, yeah, her brain being different is going to be a main reason why she's dead. No, okay, well, you know what? Can you hold on to some predictions in your head, because you're about to tell the whole show. I can tell.
I didn't read the books.
You're on something though. I can tell.
I read a lot of books, but I ain't read that book.
I can tell you're onto something. You're onto something.
I see, unlike Chanel, I don't go read the book to spoil myself. I like to find out in the show, so then I can say I'm right. See, Chanel never gets to say she's right because she goes and finds out the answer first. I like to say I'm right, so I don't spoil myself.
This is why I go. See, this is why I read the books, so that I don't actually say it. Because you might have just. What if you solved the whole season, right? What if you just solved like the big reveal at the end of episode 9 or 10? And if I had read the books, I would know not to even touch that. See?
I guess.
Okay. Anyway, we can keep
so
going.
Then Demi says, "But look, I did you a solid." She was like, "Did you kill her?" And she was like, "Come on, man. What you think about me? Do I look like somebody who would do something like that?" Of course not. I didn't kill her.
What's crazy about it is she goes, "I wouldn't do that." She said, "But I should have, and you should be grateful that I didn't." That's not really that nice then.
I erased her memories and sent her ass back to Microgen. That's what the fuck I did. And he said, "You did what?" He yells at her. He's like, "I hate you."
He start roaring. Yeah, he literally does say, "I hate you. I fucking hate you, Jody."
See? How you know about Baby Boy? What?
Don't disrespect me anymore.
What?
You think I'm not black? Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, Baby Boy came out like 25 years ago.
Black entertainment. Anyway.
I think it was 25 years ago. What was it, 1999?
Was definitely within my lifetime.
2001?
It was definitely within my lifetime.
24 years ago. Yeah, I was close. Yeah, Baby Boy, old as hell. Look at that. 24 years. God damn. And so the Demi was like, and then Dave was like, "Get the fuck out. Get out!" And that's how the episode ends.
Yeah, he was mad. He was pissed off. I mean, she just cut off his only escape. Like, he had a whole plan going. He had his people with him. Now he has to go back and be like, Demerzel said no, so now I can't save your kid. Like, that's not going to go over well. He's not going to be able to go shoot craps no more in the hood, right? Like, he can't run 3-on-3s anymore down there, because his friend's gonna be like, "You let my friend die because you wouldn't leave anyway," right? Like, he offered something he should not have offered until on the way out. So that's already going to be disappointing. I think that this day is going to still potentially be valuable in the grand scheme of he's going to be valuable in the grand scheme of like his aloofness might be helpful for some kind of reason with the Mule. We'll see. Because I feel like what's going to happen is that they're going to finally realize that this is serious business, and Dusk is going to have like an overreaction to it, and I feel like it's going to take the three of them putting their heads together to actually think through the strategy. Because I definitely feel like Dusk would be like, okay, well, let's just drop a nuke kind of shit, you know? And I think that's the kind of thing that the Mule might be already prepared for. Not sure, just throwing stuff out there. The Mule is clearly terrifying. I think it's exciting to know that Pritcher is a mentalic. You already know how I feel about Brandon P. Bell, and I am. And then we didn't mention, like, he still got that little girl following him around. He's so creepy, bro. But he's finally starting to scare me as a villain, which I appreciate, because at first I was like, he is not doing much for me, but he is now. So yeah, I really liked how we've established in this in this opening arc, we've established the stakes. We've established a lot of character development. We've trapped all three of the characters into this reality where they have to deal. All three of Empires into this reality where we have to deal with it. And we got the conflict brewing. You know, now we're gonna see just more. Actually, I have no idea where we're gonna go from here. That's pretty exciting.
Says, I hate you, robot bastards. Y'all stink. I hate your robot skin. All right. I hate your robot eyes. I hate robot chicken. I hate robot chicken. Okay. I hate robots on my iPhone.
That's such a stupid joke.
I hate my nanites. I hate my nanites inside of me because they robots. Okay.
I hate your robot chicken is so stupid.
You see? You didn't get that reference. Just listeners.
That's an Adult Swim reference. I'm aware.
No, it's not an Adult Swim reference. It's a Don't Be a Menace from South Central reference.
Oh, well, it's both then.
When he said, I think he said, like, I hate your black skin. I hate your black pants. I hate black pepper. I hate black keys on the piano. I hate my
there's
gums.
Also a show called
I hate my gums because they black.
Chicken.
I hate my gums because they black. And I hate most of all black ass Wesley Snipes. I think there was something else in there, but that's what I remember.
True.
See?
That's my phone telling me to go to sleep.
So yeah, we'll be back next week where Dave be hating on Robot. He really hate the Robot now. Like he gonna go full scorched earth on
Demerzel. Something. I feel like he'll be there. I feel like he's gonna bide his time and kind of be like. He's gonna bide his time and be participating, but like he's gonna get his get back.
Yeah, he might go and he might tell Day you can do the Enclosure. Like fuck Demerzel.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he might say.
So we'll see who gets information around this. But like we said before, thank you guys for listening. I wanted to, before we wrap up, Brandon, I just want to acknowledge that that Beyonce waiting until the last show of the tour to bring out Destiny's Child is insane. That lady is wild. I'm so jealous. And also rest in heaven and peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. What else happened this week? And I saw that The Weeknd donated $2.5 million in aid to Gaza. So yes, we love that. We love people actually doing something.
I mean, Michelle didn't have nothing else better to do. She wasn't doing shit.
Don't disrespect her. Don't disrespect her. Michelle is a respectable singer in gospel music.
Michelle wasn't doing nothing. She was free.
Do not disrespect Michelle Williams.
She was free.
Do not
disrespect Michelle. You think Beyonce said? You think Michelle? You think Beyonce said, "I need you to come on this last show"?
We're going to wrap this up.
And Michelle said, "I gotta check my calendar to see if I'm free." You think she said that?
You would never disrespect Tanitra like that. we're gonna move on. Thank you guys so much. I can't believe you. I can't even believe you. This is egregious. If we're not back next week, it's over this, guys. Just know. It's because I slept on it and I couldn't forgive it. You mad about Mr. Terrific and you would disrespect Michelle, the Michelle one.
I wasn't disrespecting her. How was I disrespecting her?
You're acting like she don't have nothing to do. She's just, I think she's slightly busier than both of us. She's probably a little bit more in demand than the two of us.
Maybe. But we're not talking about two of us.
Let's
we talking about,
why don't they were in a position?
No, we talking about with Kelly and Beyonce. That's the context, not us.
Foundation. I'm done. Brandon plays entirely too much. What was the sign off? Oh, was it? Did I do it? It did do it.
Yeah, you did it.
Okay, guys. We was watching a good ass show with a dope ass chat and had a good ass time together. And we hope that you will watch with us too and come back next week for the We Was Watching podcast.